Hi friends, welcome to the channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Heather and I run a small handmade business called Lemon Tree Corner where I make purses and bags and project bags for makers like you. Welcome back to all of you who come here every week. I really appreciate it and thank you for all of the recent subscribers. It's wonderful to just see that number keep growing up and up and up. So love it, love it, love it. This week we're not really in the studio making bags or anything. It is the beginning of Christmas in Vlogtober. So we're going to be working on Christmas stuff this month and really just hitting the ground running. I've got the advent calendar that I want to make before the holidays start so that I have it hanging up and we can hang an ornament on the tree every day of Advent. So that's the plan here. We've also got the blanket. So I'm going to run you through the projects we're going to be working on this month and probably spilling into next month too. I can't imagine this is all going to get done within 1 month, but we will try our hardest to at least get a nice head start on Christmas. And before I get into all of that, I have the Etsy links below for the patterns that I downloaded to work on all of the felt ornaments. And I also have the link below for the Annie's Christmas blanket kit. And you don't have to do the Christmas one, there's other colorways in there. Because if you do the Christmas one now, you're definitely not going to be finished by the time Christmas rolls around because you get a kit each month to add on to the blanket. So, but you would be ready for next Christmas if you started it this Christmas. So before we get into all of that, just want to say I'd love it if you'd hit the like button or leave a comment on this video. And I'd love it if you've come here more than once and you keep coming back. I would love to have you subscribe to the channel. And basically anything that you do with the channel tells YouTube that my videos are reaching people, that they're interested in my videos. So it will suggest my videos to people who watch the same type of content that you do. So it'll introduce me to more people and just grow our community. So I would love it if you do that. And I was curious, have any of you made an advent calendar before? I'll show you in a minute what ours is going to look like. Just wondering if you have a tradition like that, if you do Advent, or if you don't celebrate Christmas at all, that's great too. Whatever you celebrate, I would love to hear about any holiday traditions that you have in your family that have been passed down. Like, did your grandma give you her manger kit? You know, all of that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear about that in the comments below. And let's get started. So as you saw last week, we went fabric shopping and I had picked out these two as the fabric for the tree. The problem is the tree is going to be layered light, dark, and these are just a little too different for me. They're not really blending together. So I went back to Joann's and I found this one, which is a little lighter. I mean, a little closer to this one. It kind of draws out this light leaf pattern that's in that one. So I think we're going to go with those two instead for the tree. And let me show you, I got so much stuff here. Let me show you what the tree looks like. So we're going to start with cutting out the tree pattern. I basically want to get the tree done first and the ornaments that go on the tree because everything else is a Christmas present that doesn't have to be done till Christmas. So basically this is what our tree is going to look like, and then you're hanging things off of the tree. I should just insert a picture. So this is what the tree is going to look like completed, and as we talked about last week, the actual tree and trunk are felt, but I couldn't really find any felt large enough for that, so I got fabric instead, and we're going to treat it like an applique. We're going to use the sew-in interfacing and do it right sides together, flip it over, and then stitch it down that way. So that's what we're going to do for the tree. As I'm trying to cut a thread off here, it's driving me crazy. Ah! These scissors suck. There we go. So I'd like to get the tree started first, and then we have all the ornaments that go with the tree. that I'll be cutting out. So here are the ornaments that are specifically go with the tree. There's 24 of them. Some of them are a little more complicated than others, so I'm still deciding if I'm gonna make all of these or if I'm gonna make the other ornaments as kind of backup for what we need. I'll just insert the pictures. This is, I don't even know if you can see it from this far away, but so here are some more of the ornaments that we're going to try making. Now these can either be mixed in with the tree ornaments for the advent calendar, or I'm also going to make some garlands for family members for Christmas, so they can hang them up as Christmas decorations. I especially like the sugar cookies because those are super cute, and we had gone and gotten felt for all of those. So let me show you that. So I had talked about last week about the furry felt that I got in the mail from Joann's, but the other side is pretty plain, and a lot of the ornaments need this color as their backing. So I might just go ahead and stick with that because obviously I already bought it. They are having a sale right now at Joann's. Four pieces of felt this size for $1, so that's a really good price. So I also got this felt, which pretty much matches, and I got some dark brown felt, some kind of gingerbread color, some greens and blues, and then we also have our pack of repeating colors here. I might have to go back and get more white, but this does have quite a lot of white in it. Show you all those colors. So some nice colors there, very wintry. So I've got kind of an icy blue and then kind of a blue-green here, purple, gray, pink, and white. So that's what's in this pack. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's like 4 of each in this pack. Oh, gotta reach the other pack. Okay. And then in this pack we have a blue, a nice deep green, orange, which we're going to use for the snowman carrot noses. So that's good. Got yellow for stars, and nice bright Christmas red, and then kind of a hot pink. So that's what we have for the other colors in the other pack. So that's nice. And then we have our Annie's blanket, which we'll start working on. Toot sweet. So this is what that blanket looks like. It's just a nice sampler blanket. I've really enjoyed. I've done 6 of the stripes so far. So we will continue on with this blanket and making the rest of the stripes. It's pretty big, you can see. It's like a nice couch lap blanket, which will be nice for the holidays and hanging it over the back of the couch for all of the festivities that we'll be having. And then I did go back and get the Starry Night sewing box. So I decided I do not need that many sewing baskets. So I took the plaid one back and exchanged it for this, and still have my 50% off coupon, so this was only $25, which I love, love, love. So we've got some of the embroidery thread colors, the other embroidery thread colors, and then these are the buttons we're going to use on the tree to hang the ornaments from. And then they didn't have those wooden stars that I was going to use for the bottom on the Joann site, but they did have these ones, which are pretty cool. So I think what I'm going to use is just the hearts out of this pack, because they're they're red. So I think that would be nice to hold all the ornaments at the bottom of the tree. And other than that, let me go get my grandma's Christmas ornament that we're going to try making as well. So other than all of those things, we are also going to try recreating my grandma's Christmas ornament. And if that's too far away, I'll just put a picture in. They're super cute and they're made out of plastic canvas. So I picked up some of that, and I've got our red and off-white yarn for that. And I also got the pom-poms for the Santa hat. So I'm going to try to deconstruct this without ruining it. I think I've got about 3 that I still have that I put on the tree every year. So I can sacrifice one for this concept. And I'd especially like to make some for all the kids whose grandma or great-grandma that was. And then for my sister and my mom to remember grandma by as well. So it looks pretty easy. It's just a matter of figuring out the pattern, which shouldn't be too hard to do, but I've put it off for several years now. Just the thought of it. So that's what we're working on this month, and I would love it. I'll put links to all the patterns below if you want to join us on this journey. So if you want to do this project along with me, feel free to download the Etsy patterns, and they're all just printing on your printer at home. And all the supplies, I got most everything at Joann's, but you can get it wherever you like to buy your supplies. And if you don't want to do these particular crafts, maybe you have another craft that you're going to make for the holidays or for Christmas presents that you want to get started on. You could always use this time watching my videos to work on your own projects. And it'll just feel a little Christmassy. I'll have Christmas music, all of that kind of stuff. So the main thing we have to do is cut all of these pieces out. So that's going to be my big push getting started. Like all these pieces are separate pieces I have to cut out with scissors. So that's why I'm going to start with the Advent tree and then the Advent ornaments, because obviously the big push is to get those done before December 1st so I can actually use the Advent calendar this year. And then everything else I wouldn't really have to complete until the end of, the season when I'm giving out presents. So that's our goal. It's a lot to chew. So wish me luck. So this will be the first of many videos in this series as we go through Vlogtober. So feel free to grab a beverage, maybe something cold if it's hot in your area, or some hot tea or coffee to get us jump started and motivated to get these projects done. So let's start with cutting out all the project pieces.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all from the lights to the mistletoe. Tell me one thing, is there anything that you're missing? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas I only wanna be close to you. It's a magical time full of kisses. Take a walk outside and tickle the snowman's nose. Moving nimbly, did you hear something from the chimney? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Oh, whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas, I only wanna be close to you.
Feeling alone, kinda misty. Waiting now for you to come. It's cold again, but I know we'll be warm. Sitting by the fire and dream. Tell me again with a whisper, little things that I wanna hear, and the stars up above are smiling when they see you holding me so near. I see snowflakes on the chimneys, and the candles have a certain glow, a secret and a song, even church bells sing along, and the children making angels in the snow. Oh, what a gift to be given. How lucky can this old heart be? And I fall into peace and silence on a very special Christmas Eve. Tell me again with a whisper, little things that I wanna hear, and the stars up above, they are shining with love, listening to this song playing on, listening to this song playing on.
Okay, so here we are with the fabric for the top part of the tree. So we're going to do A and C out of this fabric. So I'm just measuring to see how much fabric I'm going to need to cut for that. And this is my first time doing the applique or using the sew-in interfacing, so it's all trial and error at this point. And I wish I had rewatched a tutorial before I did this, because I made this way harder for myself. So cutting off the selvage edge and just laying out the tree, making sure it fits. Now, if I had watched the video first, I would have known that I could have just traced the pattern onto the interfacing piece, which would have been a lot easier than this. So here I am putting a lot of holes in the fabric that I didn't need to do. I could have just done this on the interfacing instead. So I got a lot of holes in the fabric. And then I'm using an erasable pen that will come out when I iron it, because I'm drawing on the fabric. But really, if I had done this on the interfacing, I wouldn't have had to worry about any of this. So it's completely unnecessary. And then I was trying to figure out how to draw like a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around, not thinking about the fact that it doesn't have to exactly follow the pattern, of course. All it has to do is have a little bit of extra. So I figured that out here, that I can just eyeball it instead of trying to match it exactly. So and this is completely unnecessary stuff. All I needed to do was get a general shape for this before I sewed it to the interfacing, and then I could have done this after both pieces were sewn together. So you live and you learn. And all I'm going to do here is sew exactly on the line. So just follow that line. So here I am figuring out that I could have just cut it at this point instead of doing it from the beginning. And then the nice thing about the sew-in interfacing is now, after I'm done cutting it all out, I can just cut a hole in the sew-in interfacing and turn the whole thing out. And then I just want to poke out all the edges and get those as tight as possible for when I iron it. And what I'm going to do here as well is I'm going to cut right into the tight corner, almost all the way to the stitches, and I'm going to cut off all of the extra bits on the pointy ends so that when I go to push them out, I can get right to the points. And then here we're just going to cut a hole in the fabric, in the interfacing, so that I can turn the whole thing inside out, right side out. And there you'll see the marks going away with the iron. So that's the joy of the friction pen. And then I'm using a pointy tool to get all of those corners pushed out as much as possible without breaking through the stitching. So it's just really fiddly. This is the smallest part of the tree, so this is definitely the fiddliest, tightest one. And then for the other sections of the tree, I tried to just not make the inner parts as tight, so that you'll see here it's all wrinkly where those inner portions are. So I tried to just not turn those out exactly. I tried to do an extra stitch to give some leeway there so that they are not that crinkly. Yeah, it's just with the stitching, it pulled the fabric in too far. And even with trying to add some water here to kind of steam it into place, it's still not cooperating. I think I'll be able to pull it when I sew it to the background fabric enough to get those wrinkles out though, so I'm not too worried about it. But now I know what I need to do on the next piece. So here we are on the next piece, and this is going to be D and B, and this D is the largest part of the tree, so that should be way easier. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace the pattern onto the interfacing instead of the fabric. And then really that piece of fabric can just stay a rectangle until I go to cut it out. It doesn't really need to be 1/4 of an inch all the way around the pattern until I've sewn it all together. So that saves me some time for the future steps. So by the time I do all 4 pieces, I should be a pro at how to do sew and interfacing applique work. And here I am figuring out that there was an extra piece folded under that I wasn't considering. So I had to try and move it down a little bit to get everything onto the interfacing. Okay, so we have all the pieces of the tree. Let's lay them out and see what it looks like. So these are going to overlap, and then I'm going to sew them all down to the background. Oh, that's super cute. You can't see it that way. Let me do it sideways so you can see the whole tree. Yeah, that's super cute. Like we've got here, we've got the wrinkles, but hopefully I can pull those apart as I'm sewing them down, and we can take care of that. I think that looks way better than it was going to look, so that's good. The other fabric was just a little too light and different colored. Yay! So this is where I'm going to leave you this week. Just want to say thank you everybody for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And don't forget that this is Vlogtober, so you're going to get a video every Wednesday and Saturday. So 2 videos a week for the month of October, and we'll see what happens in November. I'm gearing up for 1, possibly 2 craft shows, so I'm getting nervous. So I have to figure all of that out, go through my craft fair box of goodies and reinvent it, because the last craft fair I did was with the aromatherapy stuff. So I'm gonna go through all of that, set up the pop-up in the backyard and the tables, and just see what I need so that I'm prepared. I'll let you know more about the craft shows once I know which ones I'm doing, and gonna continue with this, but I might have a mad dash to do some extra bags if I'm feeling I'm feeling like I don't have enough, but want to continue doing all of this Christmas in Vlogtober for you. So I will see you next week, and have fun everybody. Love you. Bye.